My name is Norman. I was diagnosed in 1990. I was living in Oakland, and I wasn't feeling too good. I felt fatigued and just tired. So I came to the doctor. I wanted a physical because, I never had a physical. So I went to the doctor, and they did some blood work on me. I guess, it was a normal procedure back then. And they told me I had full-blown AIDS, 6 months to live, just like that. When the first thing I said was, "Oh well, you gotta die of something," and so I guess I was in denial. But then I went to San Francisco AIDS Foundation in 1990, and they had this campaign going on. It said, "Make sure you're around for the cure." I had to read that 3 or 4 times and stuff till it really sunk in. I said, "Oh, there's a cure, and I want to be around for the cure," because everybody that had AIDS back then in the 80s and the 90s, they were dying. And stuff, and I wasn't really scared of dying, but then again, I wanted to stick around. So I started educating myself. The first thing they said was that you're IV drug user to stop. So at that time, I was a full-blown addict and stuff, and so I started to taper off. I think I started harm reduction in the 90s when they just made a big thing out of it in the mid 80s and stuff. But then they also said to eat right, eat healthy, rest, and eliminate stress. So I started implementing all of that, and then I started going to groups and stuff. I got very upset because all the groups I went to help me get information was focused on HIV, and I got upset and stuff. And then it took me a long time to realize that they didn't have groups for people with AIDS because they were dying. So I used all the information I could for people with HIV, and when they told me I had AIDS and stuff, I did not tell nobody because, like I said, once again, people was dying, and I didn't want people to feel sorry for me and stuff. So I started, like I said, I started resting. I cut down my drug use. I got in the treatment for my substance abuse using, and and I lived a stress-free life as much as I could, and I started eating not healthy, but eating my vegetables and things like that and stuff, and started exercising, and and then my T cells started to go up. And then it came a time they told me that I had HIV because I had over 200 T cells, and I was happy as a lark. I went to the nearest mountain in San Francisco and shouted, "Hey, I got HIV!" and stuff. But I really was glad that God had spared me and stuff. And I also started a group too because at the AIDS Foundation, a lot of guys, African American men, were getting together, talking and stuff and things. So me and a couple other guys went to the Power to Be, and asked could we start a support group for African American gay, bisexual, same gender loving guys. And they said yes. So we had a group started. It was called Black Brothers Esteem. And we started out with about 8 of us originally started that, and it was a drop-in group. And this was 1996 it started. And here it is, 2014. We're about to celebrate our 18th year in June. And now we have anywhere from 35 to 50 brothers or sisters that could might drop in and stuff because it's a drop-in group. And this group also allowed us to educate ourselves. And when we first started, we kept all our information to ourselves. And then we said, no, we need to let our community know about how they could protect themselves and help stop the spread of HIV. Because if you don't know, you'll continue to do those risky behaviors. So we went out into our community. We started out at the Pride. Every year we're at the Pride. We had Juneteenth celebration, and we go to churches, and we go to schools and colleges and stuff. We spread the word to help our community, help them fight this disease of HIV and AIDS. And we started the group only for people, African American men, that's positive. But we realized we had to stop that and let the non-positive African American men know the information too and stuff, because it affects them too. one way or another, directly or indirectly, but loved ones or just people in general and stuff. So we open up to anybody, as long as you're African American male and thing. And we also have transgenders in the group, and we are really doing our best to help stop the spread of HIV and AIDS in the African American community. We realize that our African American sisters now are getting highly affected more so than anybody, and we think that's because of their down low brothers or the down low guys that they come in contact with. They might be in prison or whatever the situation may be, and they're not letting the females know, or they're not taking care of themselves or the females and stuff. So our sisters are getting highly infected and stuff, and we gotta stop that and stuff. Our African American youth are getting infected also too, because they don't think this affects them. And also, we don't hear anything about HIV and AIDS like we used to in the late 70s, 80s, and 90s and stuff. So people are feeling more relaxed and stuff, that they don't have to worry about it. But they got to worry about it. We got to let them know that HIV and AIDS is still out there alive and stuff. And we also find out that we have to find a way to deal with living longer. The new thing now is how do you age with HIV and stuff. And so we came a long way, but we got an even longer way to do.